The separation of church and state. You've probably heard this term being thrown around a lot. It's more of an idea, though, in our country, rather than an actual law across the land. It is, though, in many states. It's a law regulating our schools. It's often called a Blaine Amendment, named after former Congressman James Blaine. We have one here in Idaho. It's in our Constitution, which means the state cannot and will not fund religious schools with public money. But a new push to the State House wants to repeal that language with a constitutional amendment. The resolution currently held in committee because, as our Andrew Bartline learned, there's a lot of unanswered questions along with it.
It's been part of the state since its creation in 1890.
Which is called the Blaine Amendment.
A clear line drawn between Idaho schools, the public and secular, the private and religious.
This resolution is just trying to get this discriminatory language out of our Constitution.
Joint House Resolution 1 proposes a constitutional amendment to repeal Blaine.
Rooted in bigotry and discrimination.
Because as it currently stands, religious schools can't even get a dime of public tax dollars.
Yes.
Representative John Gainon's concerns want to keep it that way.
I don't think we got a lot of answers specifically on those.
Including
questions for Representative Price.
What it would cost the public school system's bottom line.
If there's any kind of estimate out there.
What you're concerned about is not what this joint resolution is dealing with.
But it lays the foundation for a secondary action that's already making rounds in the legislative wings.
Repealing this constitutional clause would provide an easy path for the passage of ESA, school voucher, or tuition tax credit legislation.
Public dollars and private schools. If that's what a supermajority of lawmakers and a simple majority of voters want to happen.
We are a people that are under God. Our Pledge of Allegiance identifies such as well. And so we are a religious people. There is actually no such thing as an irreligious people.
But there's no clear lines.
We'll give you 2 minutes today for public testimony.
On what exactly a religion is.
Hello, my name is Rowan Astra. I represent Satanic Idaho.
Hail Lilith! Hail Satan!
I look forward to the opportunity to be able to start a satanic K through 12 performing arts school and being able to have access to the same funds that any other religious school would have.
Would that result in equal distribution of public funds to Satanists and other what we might call fringe religious beliefs or organizations?
Just to be careful, let's not label any one religion fringe or not
fringe. Or not fringe.
Because
we're not going to label things
whatever
fringe.
your particular flavor of religion is, someone might think it's fringe.
This is the point, I think, Mr. Chair.
A problem promoted on both sides of the aisle before unweaving language sewn in state fabric.
We could end up being forced to support institutions, educational institutions that people would not be comfortable supporting at all.
That resolution is currently held in committee. We will see it again when or if Chairman Crane decides it's time to revisit this resolution. And to be clear, amending the Constitution needs 2/3 of lawmakers, both in the House and the Senate, to support it. Then it would go on a ballot where a simple majority of voters would be needed to approve that as well. The questions, Brian, were mostly brought up by Representative Ganon, who was highly skeptical of this, hence why we talked to him afterward about what is the financial impact going to be? Is this broader than just schools? What about like the property these churches have? Or are they still going to be tax exempt if they're then receiving tax dollars back? Things like that, questioning the unintended consequences.
Yeah, there's no irreligious people. Is that what the quote that from that story that?
Yeah, I believe that man represents a church out in Middleton, if I'm remembering correctly. But yes, that is what he said.
Isn't that the definition of atheism? To not believe in any god or gods?
I'm not an expert on
it. I know.
I just... The Church of Satan talking after him, I thought was a little ironic.
Yeah, and that's kind of what that was going. And to your point of, okay, so where does that mean that a church or a religious school, where do they stand when it comes to tax revenues? Well, that was addressed a little later on today.